Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American history. That's right, we are talking about the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this tiny little coin could be worth a staggering $41,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1982 could change your life. So stay tuned, because you won't want to miss a second of this video. If you are a collector, a coin enthusiast, or someone just hoping to find a hidden treasure in your pocket change, this video is absolutely for you. First, let's talk a little bit about the history. The year 1982 was a major turning point for the United States 1-cent coin. Up until 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, a whopping 95% copper, to be exact. But because of rising copper prices, it became too expensive for the U.S. Mint to keep producing pennies using so much copper. Can you believe that? The metal inside the penny was actually worth more than the penny itself. So in 1982, a major change was made. Instead of pure copper, the new pennies were made primarily of zinc, with just a thin copper coating on the outside. But here's where it gets super interesting. During that transition year, both types of pennies were made. Some were still solid copper, and some were the new copper-plated zinc variety. And guess what? There are also different varieties based on the size and style of the dates on the coins. Some 1982 pennies have what is known as a large date, while others have a small date. And the metals used for these varieties also differ. Some are copper. Some are zinc. Some have large dates. Some have small dates. It was total chaos for collectors. And it is this chaos that has made the 1982 Lincoln penny one of the most exciting coins to collect today. Now you might be wondering, why are some of these pennies worth so much money? Here's the secret. Among all the 1982 pennies, there is an extremely rare variety known as the 1982D small date copper penny. That's right. A small date penny from the Denver Mint, made out of copper, not zinc. Only a handful of these coins have ever been found. Experts believe that they were made by mistake during the changeover in 1982, and somehow a few slipped through the cracks and entered circulation. Today, finding one of these rare 1982D small date copper pennies could make you a fortune. In fact, one of these coins was auctioned off for an incredible $41,000. Imagine that, a single penny, something most people overlook or leave sitting in a jar, worth enough to buy a brand new car, pay off debt, or even put a down payment on a house. So how can you tell if you have a rare 1982 penny? It's easier than you think. First, you need to check the mint mark. A D means it was made in Denver. Next, look at the date. You'll want a small date, not a large one. But the big question is it copper or zinc? Here's a simple trick you can do at home. Take the penny and place it on a scale that measures in grams. A copper penny will weigh about 3.11 grams. A zinc penny will weigh only about 2.5 grams. So if you have a 1982D small date penny that weighs 3.11 grams, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Now let's talk a little more about the other varieties from 1982, because even if you don't find the ultra-rare 1982D small date copper penny, some of the other varieties are also valuable, especially in high grades. Uncirculated 1982 pennies, whether copper or zinc, large date or small date, can still fetch a few dollars to a few $100s if they are in mint state condition. And some collectors are willing to pay a premium for full rolls of 1982 pennies, especially if they are the copper ones. Recently, there have been several impressive sales. High-grade 1982 large-date copper pennies have sold for $50 to $100. High-grade small-date zinc pennies have sold for even more. But nothing compares to the rare 1982D small-date copper penny. As of today, the current market value for a confirmed authentic specimen is hovering around $41,000. Yes, that market value is real. Coin collectors and investors are actively hunting these coins, making them one of the hottest finds in the hobby right now. Imagine searching through your old piggy banks, your coin jars, or even getting pennies as change from a store and finding one of these rare treasures. It is like a modern-day treasure hunt, hiding right in plain sight. You don't need a metal detector. You don't need to go gold mining. All you need is a sharp eye, a good scale, and a little patience. And here's a bonus tip: don't just check 1982 pennies. Sometimes, pennies from neighboring years like 1983 can have rare varieties too, including transitional errors where the wrong metal was used. Always check your coins carefully. Learn the weight differences. Look for oddities. You never know what you might find. So there you have it. The amazing story of the 1982 Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of American history that could be hiding right in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn more about hidden treasures in your own home. Drop a comment below if you have any cool coin finds to share, or if you have a 1982 penny you're excited about. And who knows, maybe the next big discovery will be yours. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Are you ready to uncover a small coin with a giant story? A simple 1-cent piece, a 1983 Lincoln penny, that could be hiding in your pocket change, worth not just a few cents, but potentially up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, a tiny penny could be your ticket to an absolute fortune. Stick with me because today we are diving deep into the fascinating history, the hidden secrets, and the jaw-dropping market value of the 1983 Lincoln cent from the United States of America. Get ready, because by the end of this video, you might just become the next lucky owner of a priceless treasure. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 1983. Ronald Reagan was president. The world was changing rapidly, technology was advancing, music was booming, and in the midst of all of this, the U.S. Mint was busier than ever. In Denver, Colorado, the Mint was producing millions of pennies. Most of them looked like your average copper-plated zinc coins. Nothing unusual at first glance. But something extraordinary happened. A rare mistake. A historical blunder that turned an ordinary penny into a legendary collector's dream. In 1982, just 1 year before, the U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies primarily out of solid copper to making them from a cheaper material, a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This was because copper prices were soaring and it simply became too expensive to make pennies with pure copper. However, during this transition, errors occurred. And some coins, like the now famous 1983 Lincoln cent, ended up being struck on the wrong type of planchet. Some of these pennies were mistakenly made with solid copper instead of the intended copper-plated zinc. This error is what makes these coins extremely rare and incredibly valuable today. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these rare gems? Here is where it gets really exciting. The 1983 Lincoln cent that is worth a fortune has a very special feature. It weighs about 3.1 grams, like the old copper pennies, instead of 2.5 grams like the modern zinc versions. All you need is a simple digital scale that can measure grams precisely. If your 1983 penny weighs 3.1 grams, congratulations, you could be holding an ultra-rare and valuable piece of American history. But that's not all. Collectors and numismatists, that's what coin experts are called, also look for high-quality examples. A penny in pristine condition, with sharp details, minimal scratches, and a brilliant finish, will fetch a much higher price than one that is heavily worn or damaged. Coins graded as MS65 or higher, that's mint state, near perfect by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can command enormous sums of money. And here's the real kicker. In recent years, 1983 copper pennies have shattered expectations at auctions. One of these rare beauties has sold for an eye-popping $40,000. Imagine that. A 1-cent coin selling for the price of a brand new car, or even a hefty down payment on a house. So why are collectors willing to pay so much? It's simple. Rarity plus historical significance equals tremendous value. The 1983 copper penny is a true mistake of history. It's a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. And when something wasn't meant to exist and only a handful survive, collectors will pay almost anything to own one. It's the ultimate trophy for a serious coin enthusiast. It's like owning a rare piece of the American dream. But remember, finding one isn't as simple as just digging through a handful of change. You'll need patience, a keen eye, and a little bit of luck. First, gather all the 1983 pennies you can find. Weigh each one carefully. If you find one that tips the scale at around 3.1 grams, you might have just struck gold. And if you do, the next step is to get it authenticated by a reputable grading service. Only professionally certified coins command the highest prices. Now, let's talk about the current market. As of today, collectors are willing to pay anywhere from $15,000 to $40,000 or more depending on the condition and the demand at the time of sale. The coin market can fluctuate, just like any other market. But one thing remains constant: rare coins like the 1983 D copper cent are always in high demand. Auction houses, private sales, and even online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions see fierce bidding wars for high-grade specimens. Some collectors have been known to pay premium prices just to complete their rare era coin collections. It's a true testament to the love and passion people have for American coinage history. Before we wrap up, let's highlight a few quick tips if you want to dive into coin collecting. 1. Always handle coins carefully by the edges to avoid fingerprints and scratches. 2. Invest in a good magnifying glass and a digital scale. 3. Study coin grading. The better you can judge condition, the smarter your buying and selling decisions will be. 4. Keep an eye on reputable coin auctions and marketplaces. 5. Most importantly, have fun. Collecting coins isn't just about the money, it's about the adventure, the history, and the incredible stories each piece carries. So now you know a humble 1-cent piece, a 1983 D Lincoln penny, could turn into a life-changing discovery. It's small, it's humble, but it holds incredible potential. Will you be the next one to uncover a $40,000 treasure hiding right under your nose? Start searching today. You never know what hidden gems are waiting in your change jar, your drawer, or even your wallet. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could make you rich, smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing content, and hit the bell so you never miss a hidden treasure. Until next time, happy hunting and keep your eyes open for history equals. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel where history meets mystery and tiny coins hold big secrets. Today, we are diving deep into a very special penny that could turn your spare change into a small fortune. That's right, we are talking about the legendary 1984 D Lincoln cent, a tiny copper coin from Denver that is making some collectors very, very rich. Some rare examples have sold for jaw-dropping prices, soaring up to $39,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. A simple penny could be worth $39,000. So grab your coin jars, dig into those old piggy banks, and let's explore everything you need to know about the 1984 D Lincoln penny. First, let's talk history. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny was the first American coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Fast forward to 1984, and the United States Mint in Denver produced millions of pennies. In fact, in 1984, over 6.5 billion pennies were struck. That's billion with a B. Most of these coins were normal, everyday pennies made from copper-plated zinc. But as with many mass-produced items, mistakes happen, and that is where things get really interesting. The 1984 D penny becomes a treasure when certain errors occur during minting. These errors can make an ordinary coin extraordinarily valuable. The most famous error to look for is called a doubled die. In a doubled die error, the design on the coin is struck twice, slightly offset, making certain parts of the image, like Lincoln's ear, letters, or numbers, appear doubled. Some 1984 D pennies show clear signs of doubling, especially around Lincoln's ear. That specific error is known among collectors as the doubled ear variety, and it is one of the most sought-after errors in modern U.S. coins. But wait, there's more. Condition matters just as much as the error itself. Coins that are graded highly, think mint state 65 or better, are where the real money lies. A 1984 D Lincoln cent with a strong doubled ear error, in pristine condition, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. And some exceptional specimens have been known to sell for up to $39,000. Imagine finding one in your old collection or pocket change. That's a life-changing discovery hiding in plain sight. Now, you might be wondering, why would someone pay so much for a tiny copper penny? Well, in the world of numismatics, that's the fancy word for coin collecting rarity, demand, historical significance, and condition all combined to create value. The 1984 DW penny checks all these boxes. It is rare enough to be desirable, recognizable enough for everyone to want one, and tied to the ever-popular Lincoln cent series. Plus, finding one in top condition is like finding a needle in a haystack, making it even more desirable. So how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1984 D pennies? Here's what to look for. First, make sure the coin has a clear 1984 date with the D mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. Then, closely inspect Lincoln's ear. If you see what looks like a second earlobe underneath the primary one, congratulations, you might be holding a rare double-die penny. It's best to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the details carefully. If you think you have one, get it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC because certified coins always sell for higher prices. Now let's talk current market values. A regular, worn 1984 D penny is only worth face value, 1 cent. A nice, clean example without errors might sell for about 1 to 5 cents to someone building a Lincoln cent collection. But a true 1984 D double die error in excellent mint state condition can range from $1,000 to $5,000. If it is extremely high grade, flawless, bright red in color, and verified by experts, then you're looking at a value up to $39,000. That's right, a humble penny turning into nearly $40,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra $39,000. Pay off some bills, take a dream vacation, invest, or maybe even start a bigger coin collection. And the best part? That fortune could be sitting right under your nose in a jar of pennies you haven't touched in years. So don't wait. After this video, go dig through your change jars, your drawers, your old coin albums, anywhere you might have pennies tucked away. Especially if you see a 1984 D penny, take a closer look. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for joining me today on this treasure hunt through time. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more amazing stories about coins that could make you rich, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the next big find. Share this video with your friends. You never know, you might help someone discover a fortune sitting right in their pocket. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep your eyes open, because history and fortune are often hiding in the smallest places. My dear coin lovers, treasure hunters, and curious minds. Now, we are diving deep into a story of a tiny coin that could be hiding in your pocket or coin jar right now. You would not believe that a simple 1-cent coin from 1986 could actually be worth thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars today. That is right, some rare 1986 Lincoln pennies have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, even reaching up to an unbelievable $38,000. Stay tuned because today we are uncovering everything: the history, the hidden secrets, the values, and how you might spot one of these gems yourself. Let's start with a little history lesson, because every coin tells a story and the 1986 Lincoln penny is no different. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American life since 1909. First introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by the talented Victor David Brenner, it was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real person's face rather than the usual symbolism. The Lincoln penny design became iconic, so loved that it has lasted over a century with only a few changes over the decades. By 1986, the design featured Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, which had been introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now fast forward to 1986. This was a year when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins, but not every coin was created equal. The 1986 Lincoln penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small D mint mark, and San Francisco for proof coins with an S mint mark. Most of these coins were regular circulation coins made of 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper, following the big metal change that happened in 1982 due to rising copper prices. But even among millions and millions of pennies, a few special ones from 1986 have become incredibly valuable. And here's where it gets exciting: if you have the right coin, your 1-cent piece could be worth up to $38,000 or more. So what makes a 1986 penny worth that much money? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and special errors. Collectors are always on the hunt for coins that are either in perfect condition called mint state or MS coins or coins that have unique mint errors. Let's talk about mint state first. If you find a 1986 penny that has never been used in circulation, with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and no scratches, it could be graded as MS67, MS68, or even higher. And at those top grades, the value skyrockets. An MS68 1986 penny, for example, is extremely rare and has sold at auctions for over $30,000. These coins look like they were just minted yesterday, perfect luster, no dings, no fingerprints, absolutely stunning. But wait, it gets even better. Some 1986 Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune because of rare mint errors. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchets are incredibly desirable. A double die means that during the minting process, the coin was struck twice with a slight shift, creating a doubled image especially noticeable in the date or lettering. These double die 1986 pennies are extremely rare and can sell for thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the doubling is. An off-center strike means the coin was not aligned properly when stamped, leaving part of the design missing. The more off-center, the more valuable. And broad strikes give the penny a flat, spread-out look without a proper rim, which collectors absolutely love. Now you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have a valuable 1986 penny? First, grab a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Check the date and lettering carefully for signs of doubling. Look at the overall shape of the coin. Is it perfectly round or oddly shaped? Is there a mint mark? Remember, Philadelphia coins do not have a mint mark, Denver coins have a small d, and proof coins from San Francisco have an S. Another key factor is the overall condition. Even a small scratch, fingerprint, or tarnish can lower a coin's grade significantly. That's why coins stored in coin holders, flips, or cases tend to stay in better shape over time. Let's talk about the current market. As of today, the highest auction price recorded for a 1986 Lincoln penny is an astonishing $38,000. That was for a coin graded MS68 read by a top coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. But even lower graded coins can fetch nice money. Coins graded MS67 can sell for hundreds to several thousands of dollars. Error coins, depending on how severe and noticeable the error is, can range from a couple hundred to several $1,000s as well. And here's an insider tip. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with eye-catching errors or coins with perfect blazing red color. The redder and shinier your penny looks, the higher its value. So where can you find these hidden treasures? Look through your old piggy banks, your change jar, rolls of pennies from the bank, or even old collections from relatives. Estate sales, garage sales, flea markets, and even online marketplaces like eBay can sometimes offer amazing finds if you know what to look for. Imagine spending just a few bucks on a roll of pennies and discovering a $38,000 gem inside. It has happened before. Before you rush off to check your coins, here's a quick checklist to remember. Number 1, condition matters. Number 2, check for errors. Number 3, look for high grades with bright red color. Number 4, get your valuable finds professionally graded for maximum value. And number 5, stay curious, because hidden treasures are often right under our noses. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 1986 Lincoln penny that could turn 1 cent into tens of thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and hit the bell so you do not miss a single treasure hunt with us. Let me know in the comments if you have checked your pennies yet, and maybe, just maybe, you are sitting on a small fortune right now. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one. Keep believing, because sometimes it only takes one coin to change your life. My great and very respectable fellows, again back to another amazing episode where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket. Today, we are uncovering the fascinating story behind the 1993 Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin from the United States that has stunned collectors worldwide with its unbelievable value. You heard that right. A simple 1993 Lincoln penny that could be worth as much as $32,000. Get ready because you do not want to miss this. Now, when you think of a penny, you might think of a coin that barely buys anything these days. But believe it or not, some 1993 Lincoln pennies have sold for astronomical amounts at auction. How is that possible, you ask? Well, stick around because we are going to explore everything, from its history, design details, key features, rare errors, and the shocking current market values. Plus, I will tell you exactly what to look for so you can find out if you are holding a gold mine without even knowing it. First, let us travel back to the early 1990s. The year was 1993. Bill Clinton was inaugurated as President of the United States. Jurassic Park ruled the box office. The World Wide Web was starting to creep into homes. And among all this excitement, millions of ordinary-looking Lincoln pennies were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But not all pennies are created equal. The 1993 Lincoln cent features the timeless design created by Victor David Brenner, with the profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse side. The reverse, showcasing the Lincoln Memorial, had been in use since 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Yet within this ocean of copper-plated zinc coins, there are some remarkable hidden treasures that collectors desperately seek today. Most 1993 Lincoln pennies are incredibly common, with over 6 billion struck across both mints. Philadelphia produced around 4.6 billion, and Denver struck about 3.8 billion. And in general circulation, a typical worn 1993 penny is worth just about face value. But here is the twist. Certain rare versions of the 1993 Lincoln penny have surfaced, including high-grade specimens in almost perfect condition and others that feature extraordinary mint errors. These are the coins that have turned simple pocket change into life-changing jackpots. So what makes a 1993 penny worth $32,000? Well, first, condition matters more than anything. Coins graded as MS-68, or even higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. MS-68 means mint state 68, and that grading is almost perfect, with flawless surfaces, vibrant luster, and nearly invisible marks. Finding a 1993 penny in this pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. But when you do, collectors will pay a fortune for it. In fact, a 1993 Lincoln cent graded MS-68 read by PCGS fetched an astounding $32,000 at a major auction. Imagine that, 1 cent turning into $32,000 simply because it was perfectly preserved. Truly incredible. But wait, there is more. Another reason some 1993 pennies soar in value is due to rare and valuable mint errors. We are talking about double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and even dramatic die cracks. Some double die obverse coins show noticeable doubling in Lincoln's eyes, nose, lips, and the inscriptions like "I in God We Trust" or "Liberty." These errors make the coins incredibly unique and highly desirable among collectors who are always on the hunt for something truly special. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank was not properly aligned during minting, can also command hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. And that is why it is so important to check your pennies carefully. A tiny detail could mean the difference between a regular coin and a small fortune. Now, let us talk about the materials. In 1993, Lincoln pennies were made of copper-plated zinc, not solid copper like the older pre-1982 pennies. They have a core of 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper plating. These coins weigh about 2.5 grams, so if you find a 1993 penny that weighs noticeably more, it might be a rare transitional error, and that could send its value soaring even higher. For those who want to check, you can use a simple digital scale and a magnifying glass at home to inspect your coins. Look for strong details, brilliant color, lack of scratches, and of course any obvious errors. And if you think you have a potential treasure, it is always worth getting it graded by a professional. Now, let us break down the current market values. Regular circulated 1993 Lincoln pennies are generally worth 1 cent. Uncirculated coins can fetch between $1 and $5 depending on condition. High-grade MS-66 coins are worth between $20 and $50. MS-67 examples can bring between $100 and $200. MS-68 red specimens have reached jaw-dropping prices as high as $32,000 at auction. Major error coins, depending on the type and severity, can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s each, so the next time you come across a handful of old pennies, do not just toss them into a jar without looking. That one little 1993 Lincoln penny hiding at the bottom of your drawer could be your ticket to a small fortune. Imagine turning a simple penny into enough money to buy a car, pay off bills, or take that dream vacation you have always wanted. It is not just possible, it has already happened for some lucky collectors. And remember, the world of coin collecting is filled with hidden gems like this one. All it takes is a keen eye, a little patience, and the thrill of the hunt. So start checking your change, because treasures are out there just waiting to be found out. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 Lincoln penny and you are excited to learn about even more rare and valuable coins, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and tell us if you have any 1993 pennies in your collection. Who knows, you might just be sitting on a hidden jackpot. Thank you for watching, keep hunting, and I will see you in the next video. My dears, now, we go to your ultimate destination for hidden treasure hunting, rare coins, and insane coin values you will not believe. If you love making money from coins you might already have lying around, then you need to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another opportunity to strike gold. Today, get ready because we are diving deep into a tiny coin that is making big waves in the collector's world. We are talking about the one and only 2004 Lincoln cent. That's right, a humble 1-cent coin that could be worth thousands, even up to $28,000 if you have the right one. Stay tuned because you do not want to miss the secrets that could turn your pocket change into a life-changing payday. So first, let us set the stage. The 2004 penny, part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Cent series, was struck at the Denver Mint. You can easily recognize it by the small D mint mark under the date on the front of the coin, right next to Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait. Now, to the average person, this penny might just seem like ordinary pocket change. But for collectors, and for smart investors like you, it is a potential jackpot. Now, a little history lesson. The Lincoln Cent series started way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed originally by Victor David Brenner, it became the first regular-issue American coin to feature a real person's face. Fast forward to 1959, and the reverse side was changed from the original wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial design, honoring Lincoln even further. This memorial design continued all the way until 2008. By 2004. Millions and millions of Lincoln Memorial cents were being pumped out by the United States Mint. And the Denver Mint alone struck over 3.4 billion pennies that year. That sounds like a lot, right? It is. But here is where things get juicy. Not all 2004 pennies are created equal. While billions were minted, only a tiny handful have special qualities that make them extremely valuable. I am talking about rare varieties, mint errors, and coins preserved in near-perfect condition. These rare specimens can skyrocket in value, some fetching up to $28,000 at auction. Now let's break it down. What makes a 2004 penny worth a fortune? First, condition matters more than anything. Coin collectors use a grading system called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-70, meaning mint state 70, is basically perfect, with no visible flaws even under magnification. A 2004 Lincoln cent in mint state 68, 69, or, incredibly, 70 can command eye-watering prices at auctions. Second, errors are where the real money hides. Some 2004 pennies have incredible mint errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or even repunched mint marks. These mistakes are rare, and collectors go absolutely wild for them. For example, a double die of verse, where the design elements like Lincoln's portrait or the date appear doubled, can make your penny worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Third, demand. Believe it or not, the Lincoln cent is one of the most heavily collected coins in American history. People build complete sets, and they are always hunting for the highest graded or rarest coins to complete their collection. If you have a gem-quality 2004 penny, especially with an error, the bidding wars can get crazy. Let's talk numbers because I know you are wondering. As of now, the current market value for a top quality, rare 2004 D Lincoln cent has reached up to $28,000. That is real, documented sales. Of course, average circulated 2004 D pennies might only be worth their face value or a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 for nicer ones. But the ultra-rare examples, the ones graded by major companies like PCGS or NGC at MS68 or higher, those are the real lottery tickets. And get this, even if your penny is not perfect, if it has a major error or an unusual feature, you could still cash out big time. I have seen coins with simple but obvious doubling or a dramatic off-center strike go for hundreds to thousands of dollars, even without being in perfect condition. So what should you look for in your change or your old coin jars? Here's your treasure hunter's checklist. Look for the D mint mark under the year 2004. Check the overall condition. The fewer scratches, the better. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling on the date or lettering. Look for signs of misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or strange marks. If you find something odd or your coin looks flawless, consider sending it to a professional grading service. And here's the most important tip of all. Never, ever clean your coins. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value faster than anything else. Collectors want original surfaces, even if they are a little dirty. A shiny but clean coin can be worth almost nothing compared to a slightly grimy, uncleaned one in original condition. Alright, treasure hunters, I hope you are pumped up because the 2004 D Lincoln penny is truly proof that sometimes the biggest treasures come in the smallest packages. Just imagine turning a simple penny into a $28,000 windfall. That is the dream, and for some lucky people, it has already become a reality. If you learned something new today, or if you are ready to start digging through your change jars, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have a 2004 D penny or any other rare coins you want me to cover in the next video. I love hearing your stories and helping you find hidden gold in everyday life. And remember, every coin has a story. Maybe the next valuable penny is already in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, stay lucky, and keep hunting.